the sabbatical thing has always been very interesting and very important to me.
If I had to pick a program or a thing that I'm most proud of, it's sabbaticals. Lots of companies do that, but the going off and help somebody somewhere in the world. You know, we've been on at least 4 continents, probably 5.
My charity work, in both cases, has been not at all what I expected. My first sabbatical I did with Interact, which is sexual abuse and rape crisis, and I was not prepared for the children because they try to teach the kids how to survive in an abusive household. And it just ripped my heart out. The second one was Triangle Aphasia Project. What I was just imagining was just people trying to get better, and they were singing, and there was so much laughter. And so in both cases, I just walked in, and it wasn't just that you get back more than you give, it was completely transformative of my experience of those things.
I was working with animals, not people, but I was at the Duke Lemur Center. And I have always loved animals, and these are some of the most endangered animals on the planet. And I got to interact with them every day and get to know them and work with the handlers, and it just made me so happy. But it was also sort of almost a last chance to see moment, because many of these species are going to vanish in the wild in our lifetimes, if not in the next 20 or 30 years. And I was getting to see them and know them, you know, by their names and their personalities. And so that was a really precious thing about the world that's going to disappear. And I got to see some of it.
It is so inspiring to, I think of the most recent Peter shoot, you know, coming back from that one, I was just feeling so pumped after that one, and just, you know, it caused me to look up, you know, how I could get involved and volunteer even before potentially going on sabbatical, both to help out, but also just to try out, you know, seeing what I might want to do. Yeah, I think when I eventually take mine, I'd like to volunteer locally, potentially with children in the area.
One of the things that I am happiest about with PT is the sabbatical videos that people from PT, people I get to work with, go out into the world and they do something good, and they give their time, and the company gets to help give some money, and they make the world a better place.
One of the funniest things that came up from me doing my sabbatical for Take the Lead is that Davey Catchings messaged me on Slack and said, hey, one of the barflies with Bain messaged me and said, hey, I've been donating to Take the Lead for years, and I see that one of your employees donated their sabbatical to Take the Lead. This is amazing. Davey said he almost fell out of his seat. He had no idea that anybody really seriously involved with Bain was in the dog world as well. And so it was neat to see how some things really do come full circle and touch places that you don't even realize that you've touched.
For my sabbatical, I'd love to be able to go back to Iran and see some of my family during that time. I have not been back since 2017, before I started working at PT.
One of PT's fundamental goals has been to make the world a better place. And I I love that. I love the sabbatical video. I love that we have every end of the political spectrum and all the points in between here. I love that we can all work together. And I feel like those are things that make me proud, make me happy, and the sabbatical videos sort of coalesce a lot of that. We actually had one client who brought a $400,000 plus deal to us because he watched the sabbatical videos and said, I want to work with a company that does that. And that was a nice reward, but it isn't why we do it. We do it because it's the right thing. And I guess that's the other thing that I'm still proud and happy at.